Dear friends, blessings and prayers to each of you as we prepare for the coming of Jesus at this Christmas. In this holy season, we enter into a mystery, the mystery of the God of all creation, coming not in overwhelming display of power, but in vulnerability. When we kneel before the Christ child, we kneel before the mystery of the Master of the universe, becoming small and vulnerable for our sake. Most of us Australians are fortunate to live in peace, but that good fortune calls us to remember and pray for those who don't share in it. We have to ask what Christmas will be like for many people, like the people of Syria. Then there are conflicts in Yemen, Iraq, Afghanistan, and many other places around the world. Many Christian communities in the Middle East, the oldest in the world, have been uprooted and scattered and at times destroyed even. These are only a few of the terrible acts of cruelty that we hear of around the globe. And though life in Australia is peaceful for the most part, there are still many in our midst who experience injustice and inequality, often not of their own making. People left behind by our economy, Indigenous Australians who suffer disease, poverty, and incarceration at far higher rates than the general population. Then there are refugees and asylum seekers, warehoused offshore. And here in Australia, they continue to live with fear, violence, isolation, and even with mental illness. I have just returned from a trip to PNG where I witnessed the pain and the suffering of refugees and asylum seekers at first hand. We must do all we can to influence our government policy towards the marginalized so that it reflects the best of our nature, not the worst of it. This year, the drought and bushfires have caused much suffering to our fellow citizens in regional and remote areas, especially our farmers. As we stand in solidarity with them and support one another in times of adversity, let us also commit ourselves to the care of God's creation. So as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, let us remember that He came on a mission of love and service for all of us, but especially for the lost and forsaken. Like Mary and Joseph, who contemplated Christ born homeless and rejected, we can learn to recognize the same Christ who does not find welcome and hospitality on our shores, the same Christ who does not find a room in people's hearts. The truth is, we cannot worship the Christ child without embracing the most vulnerable, the least and the last of His brothers and sisters. So may this Christmas bring you all comfort, joy, and peace, and inspire all of us to be the love of Christ to every person. God bless you.